What's going on, world? Welcome into the latest edition of Rise Above Potential Podcast. I'm your host, Justin Ford. I'm gonna get straight into it, man. So, what's today's topic? Today's topic is about why do we do what we do? Why is it important to rise above potential? Why is it important to become the best version of yourself possible? And I wrote about this in my book, Just Do Your Job, Unlock the Potential Within. It's an action book. What does that mean? Life's about taking action. Ready, set, go. Right? And so I challenge whoever's watching this video to take action on their life. Right? And so I was actually working with one of my clients, and I've been training her for a couple of years now. And I asked her, why do we train? What is the purpose of training? And she says to get better. I'm like, yeah, that's part of it. But why do we train? What is the purpose? And I was telling her it's to be great. And I said, but why do we want to be great? And, I told her the answer is it's because who we are. We have to tell ourselves that it's who we are to be great. It's who we are to pursue something greater than ourselves. And oftentimes it's hard to do that. So how do you do that? How do you become great? How do you get it in your being and your deep down inside your soul and your being, inside your mind, into your subconscious, into your what some would say, and what I would say, your spirit, to cultivate the thing that God has given to you. And I would say that's by practicing. That's by waking up every single day and saying, this is who I am. I'm great. I'm pursuing greatness. I'm pursuing this thing. I'm pursuing this championship called life. And every single day I'm going to win. And through this journey, and even I've on my own journey, right, from a basketball perspective and from developing an academy, I've been fairly successful in terms of whatever success looks like. What I'm doing now is doing a different kind of business in terms of it doesn't come as easy to me as basketball training does, or it doesn't come easy as to me as running the academy. And it doesn't feel like I'm running a company when I do that. It feels like I'm being who I am. And so it's very easy to run the academy and get the clients and do the bookings. And that's all on automation. I don't have to think about that much at all. But whenever I'm doing this other side of the business, when I'm doing the e-commerce, it's a struggle because I feel that because I've been so successful in one area, I'm struggling with getting the ease in the other area. And the thing is, it just dawned on me now that I've thought about this is I just need to pray to God and ask God for clarity and direction. But, number one focus is to build the best e-commerce store that I can build, because I want to be great. And why do I want to be great? Because that's who I am. And for anybody else that understands this and wants to be great and strives to be the best that they can be, they'll understand this. And, for some people, they don't want to be great. They don't want to rise above potential, which is my background. And yes, I use a green screen. I love using the background because that's who I am. That's what I like to use. And I like the orange. I like the colorways. And, it is what it is. So I challenge you to become great. I challenge you to stretch beyond imagination. I challenge you to get out your comfort zone. I challenge you to rise above potential. And you say, well, just I don't know how to do this. It is difficult. The reason why it's difficult is because you haven't done it yet. You haven't done the reps. You haven't taken the time out to improve in that area. You haven't taken the time out to stretch yourself beyond your norm. And so how do we do these things? Here's one way to start. Track everything. Right? Track everything in terms of what you're grateful for. What are the small ones? And I do a bad job of this is I don't track my wins. I lose focus of gratitude. And it's difficult trying to manage. It's difficult. It's difficult not going to try to manage all of the working pieces and parts. Now, that being said, I don't know who I would be without having all these different parts and components in my day-to-day life and studying and saying, okay, where are we going? How do I manage these schedules? How do I manage, who I'm becoming? And, I had a wonderful word that was given to me by God. You believe it, you don't have to believe it. This isn't your YouTube channel. You turn it off, right? God just blessing me with a beautiful word that I received over the weekend or yesterday to be example. And so I'm excited. I look forward to, my own personal growth. I look forward to the opportunities that I can do, with my book, the book that I've written and building the e-commerce store. There's so much direction that I can go in. And it's getting my brain to settle down and just stay focused. Seriously, I don't know. Whenever I be recording, once I get long winded and I yawn for whatever reason. I don't know what that's about. But so I'm not a person that's getting on here saying, man, I have everything figured out and that I know how to do every single thing, right? I deal with doubt. I deal with worry. I deal with all these different things. The thing that I'm learning about is how to put these things in check and not allow them to control who I am and really be focused and locked in on that and say, okay, how do I get past this level of frustration or that's where mentors are important. This is where coaching is important. This is where prayer and meditation is important. And getting away, turning off the phone, turning off your social medias and getting focused in on the thing that God has for you. And if you don't believe that, fine. That's your belief system. But for the rest of us that do believe, we'll get along with God and read His Word, pray and be mindful of what direction am I going in, God, and I have to pray. And I know what direction I'm going in, but there's so many options, and I get antsy and I get frustrated, and I'm like, okay, I got to go in this direction, right? So I open a kiosk, and I made a couple of thousand, right? But I've also spent all. So it's not as easy as one, two, three, right? And I think that's the biggest frustration for me. It's all frustrating. Business is frustrating. It all comes in waves. If anybody, and I'm not going to be on this chat and being like, oh, it's perfect. Like, I have no stressors. I have no headaches. I'll be honest with you, I'm frustrated, right? I'm frustrated with letting money and financials be, and it's no longer has control now, but it's had such a significant control over everything that I try doing. And, I think a person has to get so fed up and frustrated enough to where they're like, okay, I need to change this, right? And I feel in my mind, I'm not gonna say I feel in my mind, I see and I'm observing myself where I get pulled back into levels of frustration. And what are those levels of frustrations? Just feeling uncertain. And that's part of being in business. Coaching, easy. I can run my academy all day. I don't second guess whether I'm going to get clients. I don't second guess if I'm going to make sales or not. That I know is going to happen. That without a shadow of doubt. And so it's interesting to battle these two dynamics being business, right? In one aspect of running my academy, I sleep good at night saying, you know what? If I don't get any teams or clients, on this e-commerce side, I kind of figured out what am I missing, and I think somewhere in that frustration between figuring out where I'm at in the e-commerce and where I'm at the academy and blending the two focuses, right? And it's really easy with the academy. My market is hot, my market is warm. That's easy in comparison because I've been doing it for 15 years. And I think I get it. I'm sure somebody's sitting at home is like, well, there's your solution. And I know it's trivial and it's easier than it sounds, right? And here's the most difficult part is blending uh desire to have a product in the e-commerce space, being a visionary servant leader, being a visionary servant coach, right? And having to help guide people along their journeys. And so, I think that the biggest frustration I have is being patient and waiting on time and waiting on God's timing for things. And I know things are going to happen. I know things are going to be great and they're going to be phenomenal and things are going to be good. And so, this show allows me the opportunity to talk, right? Because the internet does such a good job of showing you every highlight. Look at the highlights, look at the highlights, look at the highlights. But what about the reps you got to put in? What about you having to eat crow for years? What about, it's taken me 15 years in coaching basketball to get to this level that I'm at and who I am as a person, as a basketball coach, and who I am as a sports manager. Because I run sports organizations, I run 3 sports organizations. I'm really confident and comfortable in those things, and I never worry. I never worry about basketball. Never worry about sports, right? Because honestly, it's a hot market. It's a hot market. Doing what I'm doing in the e-commerce space is totally different. And somewhere I had to blend the ease of doing what I'm doing in basketball to make it easy in the business space. And so we'll get there. I'll figure it out. I do apologize, everybody, for yawning. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's from me talking so much or not getting enough air while I talk, or I just have to get better and I have to practice at this. But it's part of the process. It's part of the journey. I look back year over year, and I look back all the areas that I've had to grow into and I've had to get better at, and it's getting better, right? If I could give anybody a piece of advice, count the cost, understand marketing. I would say start with marketing first. Start with building an audience. That's been my biggest struggle is building an audience, building an email list, focus, eliminating distractions. I have too many distractions that's keeping me, and I know I have too many distractions. I just don't know what those distractions are. And so I'm looking forward to clearing out the distractions and really getting focused on the things that I need to get better at. And so I don't like too long form. Like, I don't know if this is medium form. I don't know when it becomes medium form. I just don't like chatting on her for too long. But I hope this serves somebody today. And really, my podcast is just come here and have conversations with people and just talk about, you know, my weeks and my day to day and my vlogs and you know, cutting down on 80% of the things I don't need to be doing and getting focused on the 20% of the money making activities, right? And not being bogged down on the other 80%. And so, I like creating content and I know long term that this is going to pay off. And so if I could title this to be in, if I could title this to be anything, I would title it to say, become the best person you can be. How to become the best person you can be. And to become the best person you can be, it's not linear, guys. It's not a straight line. I don't know how to tell this any better to you. It's going to be up and down. It's going to have its peaks, its valleys. It's not going to be, oh, I'm just on the up and up, right? Like thinking the stock market is just going to rise. It's just not that. It's fallacy, man. It's just sick. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of this mentality in this world today that it's going to be instant. You want instant potatoes. You want instant everything. Everybody wants instant success. You want microwave success in it. And I thought that was cliche, but it's so true. And I'm part of it too. I'm part of the problem, and I have to get over that I'm not going to have instant success. So there is no instant success in life. And that's just the truth. And if you're expecting to have instant success in life, I don't know what to tell you. I would hope that you understand that you're just going to eat crow. You're just going to work, pure work. There's no luck in this. Man, I get it. They're selling you on luck in highlight reels. God, it makes me so mad. It really does. Please help me. It makes me so mad that I'll make 5, 10K a day, and they're lying, man. They're just not telling the truth, right? It just doesn't happen that way. So, will it eventually happen? Yeah, but to say it's going to happen and the time that you're doing it is, anyways, I'm not going to get on that, but it's possible. It is possible. I know it's possible because I'm getting ready to start doing it. But anyways, it's just what marketing ads are for. So, but anyways, I hope you have a great day and I hope you find some value to this. And this has been the latest edition of the Rise Above podcast. What I want you to do is to go out, unlock your potential, unlock your potential. Go out and buy my book, Just Do Your Job. Just Do Your Job, an action book. Unlock the potential within. You can get on Amazon or my website, forwardxstore.com. You'll be able to see the link in my bio down there. I know it's cheesy, but hey. Most important, like and subscribe, like and subscribe, like and subscribe. Thanks.